This episode of And the Rest is dedicated to my dad, and is brought to you by Samurai Pizza Cats, out on Blu-ray.
How's it going, guys? You're listening to And the Rest with me, Brian, Pablo, and unnamed producer.
Pleasure to be here. Okay.
Yeah.
You said it fairly quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just thought, you guys were
I was just, I don't know.
That's a little disrespectful.
What? Really?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Why? Because I'm not allowing you guys to do anything?
Yeah.
Alright, well, just wait for me. Okay. So, if you guys have any tips on like how to lose weight, email me andtherestfromdallas@gmail.com.
Ryan had an epiphany today, I think.
I did, yeah. So,
Can you talk about that?
Let's start with that.
yeah, no, I'm just
Your left hand start hurting.
I'm just a little too out there. You know what I mean?
How many pounds did you gain since Japan?
20.
Woo!
So I'm pretty much back
Oh,
to, like,
Lord, he's coming.
how I was. Yeah. I was a little.
When did you go to Japan?
I went to Japan in November.
So it's in like less than 2 months? Or
Yeah,
2 months?
About
You
a
gained
month and 20 days. yeah.
20 pounds?
Dang.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
I think it was just the holidays and just the fact that I don't give a shit.
The holidays happen for everybody, buddy.
I
How
guess.
have you been eating the past few weeks?
I've been cooking at home, but I think I'm cooking the wrong things or something. It's
What are
not
you
helping me,
cooking?
dude. I'm cooking sirloin steak, chicken, fish, shrimp. You know,
Are you frying everything?
Yes, Brian.
I'm baking.
Baking?
Baked shrimp?
Yeah, but you bake shrimp.
Oof.
What are you eating?
I don't know about that, dog.
I eat it with green beans or steamed broccoli or the bags that come with like cauliflower, broccoli.
But it has to be some carbs.
How many
Yes.
times do you eat fast food a week?
Right now,
Uh-huh.
it's been like probably 3 or 4.
That's up there. Because you don't just eat fast food. You eat fast food.
I mean, I'm all right. Yeah.
You went to Popeyes yesterday?
No, I went there
4 chicken
Tuesday.
sandwiches?
1, but large fries.
No, but when you,
Yeah, of course. You like the box, the big box,
I like
the family box.
I like the
Yeah.
fries. Yeah.
do you cook a lot of rice?
Yeah.
My mom's been cooking a lot more rice. Yes,
I
she's
mean-
been cooking for me too,
but-
so I've been letting her.
But the thing is, like, we always eat rice, the whole family,
Mhm.
and none of us are fat.
Mm.
Well, I mean, like in my diet though, like I cut rice, and that's how I lost pretty much a bunch of my weight. I don't eat bread. Well, actually, I did today. That's a lie. Yeah, never mind. That's one of the big ones.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
But I have been eating rice. I'll say that.
But what do you think? Because back home we have like 3 meals, right? Like we actually we have 4. Never mind, we have 4. We have breakfast, and we eat bread. Then we have lunch. Then we have what we call lonche, which is like at 6, you know?
Yeah,
And
Lunch
it's like-
at 6?
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like tea time.
It's like tea
For the
time.
bread
It's
time?
not lunch. It's tea time essentially. So we eat a shit ton of bread and butter with like coffee
Yeah.
at 6 p.m.
And then
And
we
then we eat at like 10,
Dinner.
9, 10 dinner,
Dang.
which is a normal time we should eat dinner.
yeah.
What I think. And no one's fat. I mean, there's some anomaly. You know, like there's some, a few outliers.
But it's
But
like hustle and bustle, no? Like, there's more walking and going.
That's
I
what
guess there's more
Going.
walking. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of more of like let's take the bus and let's take a connection here and then walk this way and then walk here. You know, but we eat a lot, dude.
Yeah, well, I haven't been going out a lot. I'll say that.
You have
Yeah.
been
I
going
have
out?
not been going out a lot.
I don't get the 20 pounds. I really don't.
It's a lot, dude.
It is a lot.
I mean, 3 to 4, fast foods a week. But have you been working out at all? Or?
No.
No, okay. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's
Also,
it.
you're working in the laziest way possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? That's true. That's true. I'll
Yeah.
agree with that.
Like this is when you started working at home, right?
Yeah.
Like in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, I mean, I work from home like also like before I went to Japan. So
Yeah, but you were.
But you were on
Getting
your way
cleaner.
there.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
it was getting up. Like because
Yeah.
I remember before you went to Japan, you were saying you were on a diet because you were already up there. You were trying to
Right.
lose some weight.
yeah.
So you kind of put a break on it in Japan, and then you came back, and your body was like, "I need all that back plus more."
Yeah.
Probably yeah.
You
I think
know?
that's how it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, hoping to come back. You know what I mean?
Comeback season, dude.
Comeback season, dude.
Yeah.
February.
You know what you should do? You should think about the next season we might have cameras.
Yeah.
And a camera adds another 10 pounds.
That's another. Oof.
And
You're
there's
pushing
3
300
cameras,
now.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit. Yeah.
Have you thought? I mean, I feel like a broken record, but have you thought of intermittent fasting?
You know, I'm trying to because I've heard some people use apps for that, like to tell you when to eat and when not to eat,
yeah.
Mhm.
and that helps them. So I was thinking about using that too.
There's one called Zero app.
Zero app.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty good.
Do
I
you
mean-
use that?
When I started, I used it.
Damn. And now you just do it like.
Yeah, I just try to have that, like, just sense of time.
Mm.
You know?
So you're still intermittent fasting.
I try to, but like when it comes to like Friday, Saturday, it's like I get a little bit more loose. But yeah, I usually try to, at the very latest, I mean earliest is like 11. I'll try to get something in my belly.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I'm trying out everything.
Mhm.
I'm thinking like next month maybe I might do vegetarianism.
Really?
Yeah, just for 1 month. I don't know.
Mm.
But I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, it's rough.
I
I
do-
tried doing vegan stuff and it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
vegan
just
stuff
not-
is different than vegetarian.
I mean, I tried both.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like the best way is just start working out again.
You know,
Then you don't have to worry too much about the calories.
Yeah, well, that's what I
Yeah.
was telling like unnamed producer here. That I was thinking of like joining 24-hour fitness.
Only 21.
Yeah, 21-hour fitness would be great actually.
Only under 21-hour fitness.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's rough.
Only 21 hours.
Yeah. No, yeah, but it's a little pricey.
How much is it?
It's like $41.99 a month.
Yeah, it's like $50
If you
a
go
month.
to LA, they're doing like a $29.99 thing.
Mm.
But I mean, you could also do the Fitness Connections, like $10. Planet Fitness is like $10.
Yeah, because the trick is
Okay.
not like the
Yeah.
cheap ones. You kind of don't want to because you're just like, yeah, it's only $10. That's how they get you. That's what people
Yeah.
say, that like people aren't don't feel motivated because it's not a lot of money.
Right.
But
But I mean, it depends
I mean,
how you use it.
it really
Right.
depends on the person because some people are very motivated with the $10.
Yeah.
I remember I signed up for a Crunch
Mm.
in like 2014, and I was like,
Oh, $10.
it was $10, and I was like super into it, and then I got sick
Of it?
and I stopped. No, I took too many diet pills.
Because he's
and
doing vegan shit.
Yeah.
Hydroxycut has a lot of caffeine.
Hydroxycut, dude. No,
Damn,
you get me some
yeah.
hydroxycut, dude.
Oof.
I remember that lady.
I almost had to call
Commercials.
911
Yeah,
one time.
country, yeah. Really?
Yeah, because my heart went crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Don't take hydroxycut.
How many were you taking?
Yeah, let's keep that around.
Were you like crushing them and snorting them?
No, I was taking 3 a day,
3 days.
which is a lot.
Is there like is that above the recommended dosage?
I think one more.
But I mean, did you cut hydroxy? Like, did you lose weight?
Yeah, I did lose weight, but then like, but I can't handle caffeine too well,
yeah.
and I get just jittery and and this. I was taking hydroxycut max because I was like, oh, I want it to be sooner,
Mm.
and all it does is just give you a lot of energy so you can fucking work out more.
Yeah.
And then I will work out for like an hour and I still had energy and I will go home and then I'll feel like shit. Be like, ooh, and my face would be like numb and I'll be like going like 1,000 miles an hour. But I was just sitting there and I would get sick. One time I got really scared.
Oh, so you were doing meth. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like it. Yeah.
So then I stopped.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Lost weight though.
Yeah.
Because that's when I started working sitting down.
Mm.
And I gained like 22 pounds
Damn.
in
Wow.
4 months though. I don't know, 2. In
Yeah,
4
I
months.
hit a record there. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I remember when I went to I went to my doctor when I left. I was working at GameStop and it was really physical, and I went to because I was gonna lose my insurance
Mhm.
through GameStop when I was leaving. I was like, I'm gonna go to the doctor, so I went to the doctor then, and then I started working as an editor. That was my first editor gig, and I was sitting down the whole time. And then I went to the doctor later, 4 months later after that. And he was like, are you okay? Like, he was like, are you alright? Like, yeah. He's like, anything going on? You depressed or something? And I was like, no, what the fuck? Like, I'm just here for like a
Regular
checkup.
checkup.
Yeah, regular checkup. He's like, well, because you gained 22 pounds in 4 months, and that's a lot. And like, And
Jeez.
like before that, I had seen him. He always knew me as a skinny dude
Yeah.
and would not gain any weight. And now all of a sudden, I gained like 22 pounds. I was like, oh shit, that's a lot. He's like, yeah. And I was like, he's like, what are you doing different? I was like, now I work sitting down. He's like, oh yeah. So now
Yeah.
you work pretty much laying down.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty much it. Yeah,
You're
that's a
sleeping
little-
in your job. Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a
Hookers.
beanbag and everything.
Hookers work laying down, and
Yeah.
but they still burn
They
weight.
do a lot of work.
You know, they still burn calories. It's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
You
The
ain't doing
heels,
that
yeah.
goddamn thing.
Well, you know what? I'm trying to go to the restroom a little more so I can walk a little, but it's not working
Trying
out.
to lose
Take some
weight.
take some ginseng tea. You know, so you shit more. That works.
Yeah, I'm trying everything.
How, if you don't mind me asking,
Go
where,
ahead.
where you ranking right now? 270,
Yeah,
Close.
260.
260,
Five.
265.
Yeah.
You're back to where you were.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Remember, I was 245.
Really? I thought you got to
Before the-
260.
I was at 260 before I did the diet.
Hmm.
And then I got to 245 before Japan.
Dang.
And then once I came back, I guess.
Because you and Danny were right now. He's like at 257.
And you were talking about
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you were talking. Wait, Danny?
Yeah.
He weighs less than him.
Now he does.
Holy shit, dude.
Well, wait, what did he used to weigh at?
He was 267, like pushing 270, but not really.
Oh, wow.
But
What,
high
so what,
60s.
has he been like working out more or what?
Yeah, I mean, he also cleaned up. He's eating a little bit.
But he's
then
taller
different.
too, right?
Yeah, he's taller.
Oh,
No, what? How tall are you?
Well, he's a little taller than me, just
Yeah.
barely. I'm like.
Without your
close-
hunch, I think you guys are pretty.
I'm close to 6'6". Like 6'0".
Straight up.
Let's try
Yeah.
it out. Let's try it out.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to straighten out my situations. and
But it
I'm-
was definitely like he started getting more active. I think.
Damn.
But it's good that you know that you have a problem because we've been telling you for 3 seasons.
Three
and you just
seasons.
ignore
Hey,
it.
dude. I mean, it's just getting worse and
You were
worse.
just ignoring us. the
But
whole
yeah,
food
because we've been
season.
telling you. You think we're just joking with you? We're telling you because we want you to make.
Okay, wait. There's a
change.
difference between suggesting and fat shaming somebody.
Fat shaming
I'm
works.
just saying, dude. There's a
Fat
difference.
shaming works.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I
Some people kill
know.
themselves. Not saying I will. Just saying.
I mean, you're doing it slowly if you don't
Yeah.
change your life.
I mean, I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
The only way we can
Unagi.
fat shame you is if you feel shame about it.
And so far, yeah, and so far you've shown 0 signs of shame.
It's nothing.
Bro, there's nothing to shame. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Be
good.
proud of
Yeah,
it,
you should. I told you I'll go to the gym with you because I've gained weight too.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah,
Dude,
well-
you need it. You especially if you're doing that sitting down like 8 hours a day. You
Yeah.
need that.
I told him a
physical
while
release,
ago.
dude.
I told him a while ago to go boxing with me. He wouldn't want to.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to. Because how much were the classes? Yeah, how much were they?
Pretty penny.
Well, how much? Per class?
I would say it was like $450 for like 6 months or something. Like that.
Jeez, yeah. I don't have that though,
Yeah, you do.
because I'm using it for something else. But
Yeah, if you have money to travel, and treat yourself, you have money to take care of your health.
hey man, I'm young.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Look at it as an investment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the long run. Yeah.
Hey man, you don't want to change. You don't want to change. All right. Just saying.
I mean, I'm slowly trying to. I'm trying to Rocky my way into this. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
What,
And I'm mixed.
Are you waking up and just swallowing raw eggs?
Yeah, and then just like jogging.
And I'm Mick, and you're a bum. All right.
Hey, be careful, right?
You're a bum.
Just saying. Yeah.
Well, as I'm drinking this beer here, just thinking about all the calories that I should lose, because like I don't think I'm going like because it's 3,000 calories that you eat in a pound, right? After 3,000 calories or something.
Yeah, it's a stupid number,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't think I was like eating more than 3,000 calories. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah,
dude. Yes, you were.
nah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I skip breakfast and I just ate lunch and dinner.
Because
And even
you
that,
just you were talking about how you eat, like you wake up and eat and make eggs and bacon and shit like
Yeah.
that, and then you eat more again, and then you eat fucking fast food some days. Those days matter.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't
That's it.
because like there's times when I will eat super healthy here, make like a smoothie, and then eat some like spaghetti or something, and then the next day I'll fucking go to McDonald's, and then I feel like shit the day after, and I could tell that I'm heavier, and I'm like, fuck, like those days when you like cheat, especially if they're like 3 days a week, they'll matter, dude. They'll add up.
Yeah, I really noticed that.
This is where intermittent fasting helps.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, dude. How much weight have you lost, Paulo?
Last time I checked, I was around 203, 202. I'm like close to going over to the 190s.
Really?
Yeah.
And how were you at last year this time?
Last year, this time, I was probably 225, 230.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, but you've been like working out a lot, haven't you?
I mean, I got to the point where working out just is like a habit, and it just feels good.
Mm.
And then the rock climbing helped a lot. You know, having a hobby that helps you go out and
Right.
burn.
Maybe that's what I need, a hobby that gets me out.
Yeah.
But I hate walking in trails.
What do you like?
Hey, listen, I'm with you there. I cannot do the fucking hiking. It's so... No.
Especially when you see the signs that say poisonous snakes, dude. I don't
It's so stupid. And then, like, okay. So, the other day I put in the chat room, I posted a thing about, there was a thread on Reddit about, this guy that killed, an animal that tried to, eat his kid or something.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what animal it was. and yeah, that one. And then in the comments, because I guess they had rabies, in the comments someone posted like a story about how you could get rabies. And it could be as simple as, in the story he was saying, let's say you went camping. You're out in the woods. You know, you're sleeping. You decide, I'm just going to sleep on this hammock. Or you're reading a book and you fall asleep. A bat comes out of nowhere. It's like a little tiny bat. It kind of flies by you, and then you move, and the bat gets startled, and then it goes and bites you, and you don't notice it because it's so tiny that it looks like a little scratch, and it flies, and then you wake up the next day, it's like, oh man, that's weird. That's a tiny little scratch. Well, nothing is gonna happen at that moment, and then days, weeks, months will go by, and one day you'll get a fever. At that point in the article, once you get that fever, you're dead. There's no way back. Because you have to beat rabies as soon as it hits you. Once you get one symptom, you're already dead. So what happens is, you get a fever. You start getting confused. You get really thirsty, but you can't retain any water. And then you go your body just goes crazy. You essentially become like a vegetable, and then you die.
Well, the lesson is don't fucking read books and
No, the lesson here is we live in the year 2020. We're not cavemen. We don't need to be outside. We have a little areas now. We have the indoors, and we have Wi-Fi. And we have VR. You want to go walk and hike and do things?
What you're saying,
buy a treadmill and put on a VR headset.
That's what we're missing. That's what we need. We need every corner of gyms with VR. As you're like in an elliptical, you got your thing going on. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, look at that bat not giving me rabies. You know, look at me reading this book in the forest.
I can see that.
What are we fucking monkeys?
Dude.
No, we don't need to be outside. In hiking is dangerous.
For
anyone. Did you not hear about the fucking cougars or like pumas in fucking Frisco?
Oh yeah, dude, at the bars. Crazy.
That too, actually, yeah. It's full of those. But yeah, there's like fucking, what do you call them, mountain lions in fucking in Frisco, like.
Yeah, and there's bobcats and shit.
Yes.
They're
Why would you?
I don't think mountain lions. I think definitely bobcats.
And I hate snakes. When you said that, I was like, you know what? I made the right choices in life.
Yeah.
You know? Why the fuck would I expose myself to that? You're right, Brian. You know what? This time, I will agree with you.
Wow.
You're right.
Interesting.
Don't walk.
Well,
Stay
I was going to
fat.
say, like, the counter argument to that, I guess, is people like being alone or feeling alone.
Go to a fucking planetarium or something, you know, and sit there and look at the stars.
But you're with people.
No, you can go alone late. Go late, like in the movies.
I mean, hey.
Go get stoned.
Yeah.
All right? And then and fucking look at Laser Floyd or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean-
I feel like sometimes humans expose themselves to dumb shit they really don't need to be exposing themselves to, you know?
Right.
Like, that story with the rabies, I was like, fuck that. I made the right choice. Like, that, because that really could happen. You
Right,
know?
right,
and
right.
really could happen that, like a fucking spider could bite you, you know? Like you said, like venomous snakes.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You know what else can happen, dude? Getting coronavirus.
Now the hate comes out.
I'm just saying.
I feel like you're attacking me.
What do you have
I'm
against
not-
Corona?
Huh?
Are you a Modelo
On
guy?
this
I'm a
day,
Dos
dude.
Equis
On
virus.
this day. On this day.
On,
You
oh my
attack
god, on
people?
Chinese
Oh yeah. What
New
day is
Year
it?
Eve.
Oh, okay. That's the party sound. Yeah. Yeah. It's.
I thought it was you gasping for air.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought it was your danger whistle that you fell and you like, you were like a turtle and couldn't get
Like
out.
that Futurama episode when like Bender is human and dead and was like making noises.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's like, he's been dead for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary too. By the way,
Yeah. The Chinese New Year though.
it might have made it to France. Did you hear that story about the lady that lied about it?
No.
Some lady had planned her trip to France, and they asked her if she had any symptoms, she had any fevers or anything like that. She did have a fever before she went, and she took like a bunch of like Tylenols and shit and like drugged herself, so she passed whatever test. She got into France, and then she posted about like, yeah, I have a fever, and she was sick. So then like all these authorities fucking like tracked her down, and she's quarantined, I think.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
where has it been hitting at the moment? Like what's the
Seattle,
I don't know.
Washington State.
Slash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but now today it just hit Chicago.
Fuck that. So that's Midwest, son.
Yeah.
That's
Chicago.
Midwest. It's like
So-
SARS.
Yeah, and guess where that originated?
Where?
China.
Dun,
Don't
Dun,
say it
dun,
like
dun,
that.
dun. I was gonna play the thing.
On this
On this day, dude, happy Chinese Lunar New Year, whatever.
on the episode that I dedicated to a certain person.
And where's he from?
You know, dude.
My bad. Well, he's not from Wuhan.
I was
can tell you that.
I was looking for my phone so I can play a gong sound.
Yeah. I'm just saying, dude. SARS came from there. MERS came from there. You know how this one kind of originated from?
Mm.
They're saying it
I read
comes
this
from
sto-
snakes.
Snakes?
Yeah.
Eating snakes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how these like viruses come from. Like, since in China they pretty much eat like a bunch of shit, like dogs, camels, like they sell all this stuff. Like they have all the raw meat, or
It's because they're poor
right. Well, they have it together. It's not like
Makes
compartmentalized.
and they cook it in shit oil.
Right. And so, like, when you think of
You know
like,
Oh, yeah, I saw that, dude. That was
Yeah.
so gross.
it is disgusting.
Yeah.
But when you mix all those animals together and like they're shitting everywhere and like all this stuff, bacteria mixes with other bacteria, you just.
But
you're
you know
bound
the
to
problem
create
with that is,
Science experiments in the fucking market. That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
but you know the main issue with that is that if the U.S. would be in the situation some of these people are, they would be doing the same fucking thing because it's just human fucking nature. They're just trying to survive, you know, like with whatever means necessary. Because those people are fucking dirt poor,
Yeah.
you know, and like I get mad every time I see them eating dogs, but then I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna eat?
I mean, there's other animals.
They got chickens.
There's other
too.
animals,
they-
but some of those animals cost more money, you know, and like
They got rabbits. man.
they'll eat. I mean, I don't see rabbits. You know,
There's no Chinese.
it's just
Yeah, there are rabbits. Yeah.
I just don't see them a lot in the city. I'm talking about like Beijing.
I saw like this
rabbit.
this graph that like the Wuhan marketplace had, and it pretty much has like a picture of every single animal that they have in stock along with the price, and it's very cheap, obviously.
but it's cheap to us.
Right. No, it's not cheap to
These
them.
people are making like 50 cents a month. You know, like
Right.
it's just fucking insane.
But what I'm saying is like, is there really a need to have all those? I mean, there's a bunch of like meats that have the same price. You know.
I mean, I don't agree. I don't want them to eat dog and fucking all that. You know, I just think they're just grabbing whatever they can eat. Like there's there's so much supply for chicken. There's so much supply for this and that. They're just like, I gotta eat something. That's, and they're really poor. So, it's hard for me to like judge them over that. Like I do because I love dogs and I hate seeing that. And at the same time, like I'm like, but like, it's just nature, Dogs will do the same. You know, the dog, like, if you see like stray dogs and there's like a squirrel, they're not thinking, oh man, the squirrel probably has a family. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
but you don't just have to eat meat though.
Yeah, and you're saying like
Yeah, but
the
you
variety
do.
is not that necessary, right? Like,
Yeah.
to have that many type
Like-
of animals.
Right.
But why are you
can
eating
also-
bats?
Yeah, exactly. They have bats too. What I'm
Yeah,
saying
they
is
eat
like,
everything. But that's Japan too. Japan also eats a
yeah,
lot of.
but what I'm saying is like, you can also eat fruits. You can also eat fish. You can also eat other stuff that's around the same price. You don't just have to eat that. Why not just become vegetarian?
So what are you gonna change the fucking? It's just shit they've been doing for generations. You can just change people, especially when they're not really worried about your standards. They're worried about surviving. You know, like I understand that. I get it. I don't want him to eat the dogs.
Well, what I'm saying, if you're worried about survival, organize the meats. That's the first thing to survival. Because then you just get viruses.
Yeah, but you're also-
and contamination.
Yeah, but you're also talking about really ignorant people, and not I mean like in like a derogatory
So
term.
the Chinese people are ignorant.
A lot of them are
You heard it
because
here,
a lot
You
of
heard it
big-
here, folks.
Dude, a
Chinese
lot-
people are ignorant.
Oh
Happy
my god!
Chinese New Year.
A lot of
Is
them
that
are.
the person you want for Pope?
Yeah, please.
Come on.
Hey,
Come on,
okay, I
guys.
will make my point about the Pope very soon. All right, I have another point going for me. I'm just saying a lot of people are uneducated because of their government and their system. It's like it's a shit communist system they put these poor people in. You know, so I get it. You know,
Yeah, we need to bring capitalism with that chicken
Yeah,
and that good old beef.
the colonel needs to invade. Just
That
saying.
Colonel.
just
Yeah.
you know,
I'm just saying.
we just need more. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they have KFC there. I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beijing, dog. I mean, I didn't go to Wuhan. Maybe that's a poor place, but
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beijing and what's the other one?
Hong Kong.
Now Hong Kong is pretty much a different country. Beijing and
Shanghai.
Those are like the top cities, and everything else is like terrible.
Yeah. But I mean, you also have like, for example, in other countries, right? Like that same type of like area where there's a bunch of poor people, but they're not spreading viruses, right? In South America, for example, in
I mean-
Africa, there's a bunch of. I mean, in Africa,
Yeah,
obviously
dude,
you get
you
Ebola,
have to get like fucking like 10 shots to go to Africa.
Yeah.
If you go, and then in India you can get a lot of stuff too. There's a
And
lot
they
of
don't
skin
have like the swine
conditions.
flu. Wasn't that from like?
Oh yeah, the H1N1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's West Nile.
The bird flu?
The birth.
Is that in Chinese too?
That was
I don't know,
wasn't
dude,
bird
that's
flu from the UK?
Is that UK?
I think so.
Mad cow disease?
Oh, we have that here.
Yeah. Man.
That's also like Great Britain, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. And then, but yeah, like West Nile.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna end up making more and more diseases because how packed we are and how just non-caring we are about our waste, right? We just
Yeah.
kind of do
Yeah.
what we
Yes.
do.
Dude, I think at the end of the day, South America just sounds so much more appealing. You know, all this like you never hear this shit happen in South America anymore. Like, you hear like some assholes would like shoot someone down and like government is corrupt, you know. But then you think about like everyone down there is like, except for Brazil, everyone's so like, yeah, global warming, yeah, sounds right. We should probably fix that. Everyone signed up to the Paris Agreement, you know.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't hear about any viruses down there.
Brazil has plenty of fires.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
dude.
said everyone but Brazil.
Oh, there's there.
No, I'm not even counting Brazil. Brazil's out of the question. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I got really bad food poisoning when I went to Peru last time, so.
No, but that's different. That's different. That everybody gets that.
That's
Yeah.
just your stomach not being used to
It's
the
just not used to
bacteria.
it. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
It's not really like a bug or anything. It's just like you're just not used to it.
So I remember a few years ago, I had not gone to Mexico in a while, and I kind of stuffed down, on tacos.
Hmm.
Dude, I was hurling at the side of the truck.
Oh,
It
man.
was rough. But then, a couple days later, a couple pills bought from the corner store. I had no idea what they were.
Okay.
They told me to take them. After that, it was good to go.
They knew better, dude.
Interesting.
They
Yeah.
knew
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
They knew what's up.
Yeah, that's just normal. That just happens.
Hmm.
It's different. It's just different way to process food. It's like
Yeah.
I'm sure Peru and Mexico are the only places where that happens. That happens probably everywhere.
Yeah, we're
It
sure.
also didn't help that I was literally stuffing things down.
Oh,
I'm out, dude. I kind of went ham.
I bet, dude.
Yeah.
As it goes.
But you burned that down.
You what?
You burned it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a positive story.
You're
It's
right.
weird because like everybody talks about like like not everybody but like there's like studies to show that like the human race is doing better than previous generations.
Mhm.
This one, but then you hear about all these massive like occurrences going on right now. They haven't happened in a long time. And you're like, I mean, we might be doing better, but there's all this like giant, there's this giant doom just looming, like
Yeah.
just like peeking from around the corner,
Dude.
just waiting to happen, like nuclear war,
I don't know what's gonna happen to Australia, but
fucking
that's-
diseases.
Yeah.
Australia is like
Yes.
fucking. I mean, there it finally rained,
Yeah.
But-
hell.
but
Big
yeah,
old
like
pieces of
there's
hell.
Yeah, they're
I
dying
mean,
of fire,
everybody
definitely.
forgets, but there was a massive fire that burned down like a shit ton of the Amazon like
Yeah.
2 years ago or last year.
That was
Like
like-
last year, yeah.
the Amazon burns every year. It's
Not
just-
like that.
But they
It
also
wasn't
burn
like
it on
that.
purpose.
in
right?
the 90s, actually, that was it was a burn actually the most. This wasn't as big. The one that happened like 2 years ago, or
It was
Yeah,
last
but I'm
last
saying
year,
I'm
yeah.
not saying that it happens like it doesn't happen like that every year.
no, right. But I'm saying like that was like a little tame compared to like a previous record that was hit like years ago. But obviously, like we hear about this now because everybody talks about it. But I mean, but it is kind of weird that all these things are happening just around the end of like the 2010s.
Yeah.
Like going to the new.
It kind of like makes you think about like the Bible, right? So,
Mm.
as spiritual leader of this podcast,
Ooh, man.
I like to-
Okay.
Let's hear this
You know-
transition.
No,
Paul. Come
I'm
on,
saying,
okay,
like-
let's hear this.
like the floods, the fires, the hail, just like it just makes you think of those omen type of thing, the locust in Vegas. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying
Is that, what you,
anything.
is that what you think about?
I just can't help to not think about it. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but you just think about those stories and like it could have happened. Like parts of the world could just have been vanished by natural means.
Yeah.
Well, there is proof that a flood sort of happened.
Yeah, they're in Africa, right?
And several different cultures have
Floods.
documented a flood that happened.
And if you look at Earth and how the oceans are there, and they're just these pieces of like bodies of water that are huge. You can imagine like a bathtub where if something swishes up the ocean.
I mean, the
just-
continents didn't look the way they look
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Pangea
So-
was different. Like
these things have to happen.
Yeah. Plate tectonics, dog.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's what causes. Yeah.
It's called science.
And Jesus,
Man. You know what? As Pope, I agree.
thanks.
You know what? I'm
As Pope,
sure.
I agree with you.
I'm
Oh.
sure my dad, when he worked at Vatican Radio, I'm sure he knew about something like that.
Oh, look, my dad talked on the radio about the Vatican.
You see, that's
Check
all-
this out, dude. I'm a Pope,
All I'm
right?
saying is that alone, that relationship, that connection, puts me at the top of the Pope list.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
all
And
I'm
that's
saying
all
is
I'm
that
saying.
somebody that thinks capability comes with bloodline, it's kind of scary to have as Pope.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
scary.
agree. Yeah. Especially if they're coming from a place where viruses come from.
Whoa. Whoa.
He
You know
eats
what?
bats on the weekends.
Yeah.
By the way, didn't
all
want
I'm
to say it out
saying,
loud.
all I'm saying is that people who are afraid of dynasties, just one day may disappear. Hillary, 2016, never forget.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm always with you,
Let's not
Hillary.
make this podcast about I want to get no list, dog.
I'm always with you, Hilda. Always with you. I know these people. I know how they are. I get it, dude.
Goddamn.
I get it.
Did you guys hear about the doomsday clock? Because of all these things. that
100
have been happening?
seconds?
It's the closest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closer to nuclear war.
Against who?
Everyone's a free for all.
Free for all?
So Korea pretty much is backing down on the fake show that he did with Trump or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
The
mean it was
sham.
all for show.
It was
yeah.
all a sham.
Hardly
Everybody
backing
knew.
now.
Well, they're pretty much continuing to build like their nuclear weapons, and,
Oh yeah.
like showboating them. Same thing with I guess Iran. Oh, did you hear also
In
like,
Iran.
apparently like Trump kind of like lied about the American troops like when Iran struck back on the camp.
People
Struck
They
back.
struck, yes. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's like 25 people with brain damage.
35.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brain
So
damage?
people, with
Yeah.
trauma
Yeah.
due to the strikes.
The
But is
strikes.
it like PTSD?
No, like brain trauma. Like they just
like
like,
they got hit in the
hit?
they got
Yeah.
hit, yeah.
They
and
got
so
rocks or
what?
Probably shrapnel, rocks, explosions,
Yeah.
you know.
So what it's just basically means is just that Trump was just.
Are
Kind
you
of like,
saying Trump lied?
I mean that was already known. I'm pretty sure. Just the way he said it.
Well, where are you getting these news from?
I don't know. I just read it on Google News.
There we go.
I mean, it has a bunch of like articles about it. I mean,
Oh,
that's what I like.
No, I read
I
about,
read
about it
anything.
too. I read about it too. It's
Really?
you know.
I mean, it's all good, dude.
It's not
2020 is coming along nicely. You know,
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I got some good news.
What's up?
Hey guys, I'm going to become a U.S. citizen.
Oh wow!
Next month.
Nice.
So you're gonna register to vote?
I think like the deadline was like this month or something. You know, this month.
Nothing.
For this election?
You got
No,
plenty of
I
time.
think for the primaries.
Yeah.
The primaries happen next month, so
But
you
don't
still
you-
got time
You
for the
could-
main one.
Yeah.
You still got
plenty
time for
of
the main one.
Interesting.
Which
But
I'm
doesn't
taking
it
you
take a
to.
while?
It's in November, dude. Like
You'll be fine.
Interesting.
this
Yeah.
is America. They're gonna give you until the last day.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I remember for 2018, like, it was like 2 months out, something like that, where you had to be registered. I don't know. Don't quote me, you guys. Just go figure it out on your own. Make sure you're registered, and yeah.
I want to
Please.
get a red hat. I don't know what with just to like wear it all the time, but it says NYC in white.
Why NYC?
Why NYC?
That's just because you saw a red hat that has NYC and you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Why NYC?
Cool.
I don't know. It just looks cool.
That's weird. Why don't you just get the Limp Bizkit one?
Just get
That
the
fits
actual
you.
hat. Get the
That fits-
Come on, dude. Go,
I
do
mean,
it all the way.
I'm thinking about it,
No.
but I want a red hat.
If you do,
Just to.
I'm just
offset
telling you, if you do, you'll be disowned by the family.
people.
You're gonna get the zone.
The
That's
zone,
Submission
dude?
to the zone, dude.
Dude, we're gonna
Yeah.
get diseased. The
Subscribe.
fuck.
Zone. Yeah, you won't send it to Wuhan.
Mulan?
Oh, where
What?
the fuck? Where the
What?
fuck is it?
Yeah, Wuhan, dude.
Luhan.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Wu-
Luhan.
Yeah.
Wait, Luhan?
Wuhan.
Oh, Wuhan. Okay.
So, how do you guys see this 2020 election playing out? Now that we're in the subject.
I just saw that Bernie went all the way up this week.
A lot of people are supporting him.
The attacks
Yeah.
didn't work.
And he went over. He went over Biden in a few polls, which is really interesting. I have my reservations about Bernie because I'm an Elizabeth Warren fan, but whoever gets it, I'll support.
Wasn't she a Republican? Like 20 years ago?
Like she was a Republican when she was young. This was like 4 years.
Wasn't it
ago,
like 10
so,
years
yeah.
ago?
No, like a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah,
But
I thought it was.
But
like
now
that.
she's very progressive. She has been for a long time.
I mean, she is Native American.
Yeah.
I like her a lot. I think she's my pick. But you know, Bernie gets it, I guess.
President Warren. I mean, that sounds cool.
It's a
But
cool
President
name.
Sanders, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just
That's
don't like
like
that
right
he was. There's a lot of reasons I don't like him, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack from my internet buddies. But the Joe Rogan thing just sealed it for me, and I'm like, I'm out. Because just anyone that goes on the Joe Rogan podcast, I automatically just disqualify.
I think it's bullshit, dude.
What do you
Why?
disqualify?
Why do you
What?
disqualify people for going on Joe Rogan?
I just don't like the Joe Rogan podcast at all, and I don't
Oh,
like.
so it's just your bias.
I mean, that's me. That's what I'm saying. Like me, I'm not saying everybody should do it. I'm not telling people. I'm just saying me personally. Anyone that goes on it, disqualified.
But why?
Because I don't like Joe Rogan. I don't like.
But what does that have to do with the people?
Because I just don't agree with what he promotes, what he sells, and the way he and his fans are. I just don't agree with it. So like if you and there was a good article on the Atlantic today about why Joe Rogan is so popular, and it was really interesting. You guys should read it. And just the amount of intolerance that gets thrown on that show, and it was, I don't know. To me, it's like I have trans friends, and I have like and I have friends that him and his buddies have mocked, that I'm just like, that's just not something I want to be associated with. So like if you want to like humor this person and be on their podcast and then promote it, as Bernie has done recently, because Joe Rogan said he's going to vote for him. So then Bernie promoted his podcast, I guess, on Twitter or some shit like that. I just, that's just not something I'm with. Mind you, policy-wise, also, so aside from my personal feelings about that, which are like out of the question, policy-wise, Bernie and I are 100% on par. Like, I'm with him. But I live in the real world, and a lot of the things that he promises are not going to happen. Especially with healthcare and things like that. There's a lot of Democrats, not just Republicans, a lot of Democrats. There are moderate Democrats, and they're kind of like in the middle, and live in districts that are very much in the middle. And they're not going to go, they don't want to lose their private health insurance for the promise that everyone is going to get the best one. They just don't. I know people from work, they would say that. I don't want to lose my health insurance. I know people that like don't like Trump at work, and they're wealthier than I am, and they're like, I don't want to, and like that's just how they are, and they make more money. They're like, if my wife is having a baby, I don't want her to have the same room as everybody else. I want my better insurance to pay for the better room. In Bernie's healthcare situation, everybody's the same. Which, for me, I don't care. That's great. I'm all about it. But there's a lot of people that don't want that. And there's a lot of that, and then once that goes into like a voting situation, so a lot of people are going to vote against it, including people of his party. So that's just, that's just like a lot of these elements that I find that are just not realistic for them to happen. And because I don't mean compromising with other Republicans. There are very much on the Trump side, because there's no compromising with them. There's no way anyone's compromising with them. But then within the Democratic Party, you have to compromise at least. And it's really hard if you just want to go all the way. Because, and like I said, if it were up to me, fucking go all the way left, dude. I'm the most leftist person. But this all or nothing attitude is what got us into this issue now. These 4 years that have been hell for the country is because of all the people who are like Bernie or nothing. And they screwed a lot of people over because of it.
Text Poppy 1 787 147 for the first post.
You can get all of that as a ringtone.
Yeah. Pablo, what do you think? What are your thoughts on like this stuff? If you have any. If you don't want to, it's all good.
I've honestly gone the complete conspiracy theory.
Ooh,
Yeah, dude. I started listening to the whole like the Q, like Anon, and like the Report X22, and I don't even know if I believe it or not. It's just more entertaining than anything coming from like news media.
Conspiracy theory is always entertaining. Like I wanna believe there was like a fucking secret cabal that killed JFK or some shit like that. Like like all these conspiracies are always fun.
Yeah,
it's just when you go in from the fun to like, oh yeah, that's what it is. Like that's when it gets fucking scary.
I don't know, man. It connects more with me than the other stuff.
Oh,
so yeah,
interesting. Yeah. Anything that you currently believe in?
Dude, it's hard to say I believe in it because like I just kind of like rationalize it in my mind when I hear it, and it's like, okay, that
makes sense.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh yeah, I'm supporting it now. But there's a lot of stuff like how like Trump is making it to where it's not like a global economy anymore, and you're not thinking of like just making like a one world order type of thing, right? Where like everybody has. It's more of like what's it called when you like support your own country type of
Patriot?
thing?
Nationalism, which is
Right.
gross.
And that's the way to go. And I'm like, huh, okay. I don't know. I just did like
I mean, that's not really a conspiracy. That's what he wants.
Yeah,
he wants
right.
he wants a nationalist country,
Yeah.
which in the end is gonna fuck everyone over, because we became the world that we are now because of trade, because of like everything that we share, and just that's how we are. Just to kind of close yourself out. I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think that's very much real. I think that's what he wants.
But yeah, I think a lot of the things they said about that was like the leverage you would have on like you expanding on getting oil in the U.S. and not depending so much on like Middle Eastern oil. I was like, okay, I kind of see that, and then I do see like things that happen through like the media and Epstein, and you start going and you're putting all these conspiracies together, and you're like, okay, I don't know what to believe, but you know what? I just this is cool to listen to, and I can't explain it at all. It's just,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's definitely been isolationist and throughout his whole term.
like
Which,
cutting
yeah.
taxes and
Well,
not
the
only-
taxes are not cutting taxes, though. That's the thing. Like, in the last year and this year, I'm going to be paying more taxes than I ever paid.
Really?
He's essentially cutting taxes for, like, a very specific amount of people, and then everybody below that bracket. So everybody below the $500,000 bracket is going to be, like, paying. Like, I've been paying a lot. Last year, I would have paid a lot, and this year, I'm going to be paying a lot.
You would like to hear that, according to the conspiracy channels I've been listening to, the next move is a tax cut on the middle class. So you would.
That's
maybe
what he
get-
said, though. But
yeah.
see, you know what's bullshit about the conspiracy?
Yeah.
That the tax cut that he originally put in place, the one that's fucking us over right now, he said that everybody was included in that, and then all the economists said no, the middle class isn't. So now he's saying, oh, now we're gonna do a tax cut of the middle class, and him saying that is admitting that he lied the first time, and he only made a tax cut for the 1%ers, for the people that are on top. So that's never gonna happen. Then when he says that middle class, that he's gonna do that tax cut of the middle class, is he's just not gonna do it. That because that money has to come from somewhere. That money is just gonna appear. They can just print out money because that would inflate the value of the dollar. They can just do that. So the whole thing about tax cuts is just bullshit. Everybody should pay their taxes and more.
That's also the thing that the conspiracy theories that he's trying to get rid of the central bank system. That
Like the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, like trying to do away from it. Hey man,
So-
it gets deep, and
I watched this thing a long time ago.
Side guys?
Side
Side
Guys.
Guys?
Oh, yeah.
And it was the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. Once it gets to the fucking passport thing, it was like, then they're gonna ask you to use a passport to go from state to state.
oh.
And that was supposed to happen like 10 years ago.
So
Man.
what do you think is going on with this? Is this impeachment thing like a true thing, or is it like fake? Is it?
I think it's very much real. I think he abused his power, and
Think so?
now there's audio recordings saying of him saying it.
Really?
Fire her, talking about Ukraine ambassador Yovanovitch, who was kind of sounding the bell of, hey, this sounds pretty shady, and then now there's like an actual recording that ABC found that you can hear Trump say, "Get rid of her." So and then there's these idiots who are WhatsApping between each other, and there's records of it talking about it. So like, I mean, it's infuriating. I don't want to watch it because the Senate is Republican and they're not treating the Senate as the way it should be, as an equal branch. They're just treating us like we work for the president. So
what's the crime?
abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
Because he was trying to get who fired, or like
He was trying to get Ukraine he was basically blackmailing Ukraine into helping him. They got dirt on Biden because Biden was the lead in the Democratic Party. So he was hoping that would help him win the election in 2020.
So it's like his son was
Because his son
right?
had some business in Ukraine or some shit like that. Which, regardless, even if he did, he didn't do it the right way. The reason this is bad is because had he gone through Congress and said, "Hey, I think," because like him saying, "I'm gonna hold this money, this aid money, and not give it to you until you dig up dirt for me," it's bad, right? But we've held money before from countries. Obama held aid money from Turkey, but the reason was there was a coup, so he couldn't just give money to whatever government was trying to force itself, into the country. And also, he went to Congress, which is what you got to do. You got to say, "Hey, I'm gonna hold this money. Let me go and let's go through Congress and talk about it." What Trump did is he held the money and he kept it on the hush, and he didn't go to Congress, which is the way you're supposed to go. And Congress and the Senate had already voted to send that money, and then he violated the law by not sending it, and then trying to bribe that country.
So much more complex than Watergate. You know what I'm saying?
It really isn't, though. It's very simple. That's the most infuriating thing. It's like it's so simple and so in the open now that that's why it's infuriating, because it's like it's there, and they're making it worse. And they're making it worse because Republicans don't want to have witnesses in the trial. Can you imagine? Like, let's say you shoot someone, which you would shoot someone, and there's witnesses to it, right?
Very likely.
And there's witnesses. You go on trial, and your lawyers, and you say, not your lawyer, you say, "I don't want any witnesses." You think that the judge is gonna be like, "Okay," or the jury is gonna be like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's not have witnesses." You know what? There's no witnesses. You're free. That's what's happening right now. That's why it's infuriating.
Interesting.
I keep up with these things because I keep up with the world.
Yeah, but I can see the other side too, because like
What do you see about the other side?
the House of Representatives, who's the majority,
And what does that matter?
that they're both like not bipartisan.
But what does it matter though?
That they're both playing this game of like they're both like saying, "Oh,
They're-
the other party wants to
but
do
see,
this."
but you're
without
saying
it."
that because you don't understand what's going on. You're playing that both sides are the same, and that's not the case. Because Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, you know who Pelosi is, right?
Yes.
She never wanted to do impeachment. She was kind of forced to do impeachment. They had after the Mueller report, which a lot of people agreed, they had 10 different instances in which Trump violated the law. She still didn't want to, because she knew there would be people that would say what you said and be like, it's not enough. It wasn't until he did the Ukraine thing, the day after the Mueller report was released, that she was like, fuck, I guess we kind of have to. They didn't want to do it because they know what, especially on an election year, because they know they're going to alienate a lot of people that could vote for them.
Right.
It's a risky move, but they were forced to do it.
But I think that's what I would do. Like, if it's an election year, then you impeach him on election year. So there's like it's kind of like an attack, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. I don't see it as an attack. Like,
Yeah.
how do you, like, how is
No.
it an attack? Like, if, for example, like, you shoot someone, right? And then the cops come, and then you go on trial. And then it's like the state of Texas versus Brian. How is that an attack against you? Because you
It's kind of
did
like-
the crime.
It's kind of like the cops already thinking, "Oh, you did it."
But he
I
did
don't
it.
have
But
the
there's
proof.
proof that he did it. There's people that went in front of Congress and said, yes, he did it.
Right, but what I'm saying is like even before like the proof, like there was already that insistent thought that, you know what, we're gonna try to impeach him, but we don't have the information.
But no one said that because Pelosi said we're not going to impeach him.
I mean,
There's
there were
several-
a bunch of like Democrats.
No,
that
there were
pretty much-
about a lot of people, and you know what? I would have impeached him on day one. Why?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because he wasn't he wasn't capable. Everybody knew he wasn't capable of holding office.
Right. No, I agree with that. I don't think he should have ever been president.
And he should have been impeached from day one because he's the one that whenever like that one video of him saying in Russia, if you listen, if you listen, find those emails from Hillary. Remember? I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I do remember.
The next day they hacked into the DNC. Right. So he should have been disqualified then, and he should have been he shouldn't have been president, or if he was, he should have been impeached from the beginning. And there were a lot of people that agree with that, but Pelosi was smart enough to know that some people would say that, and some people would say, "Oh, they're just salty about losing." Right. So she kind of held it until she just couldn't.
My point is that there's a reason why we have two parties, right? Because they're both on different ends of the thinking spectrum. I mean, they're gonna side with their side no matter what, and that's why I think this is pretty much a game of oh no, they're doing this because they just want this guy.
But here's the thing, though, at this point, but that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just Pelosi. There were a lot of people that didn't want to do the impeachment from the beginning. They didn't want to impeach him. Right. So the Democratic Party was pretty divided when it came to it. So it wasn't like everybody was on the same mentality.
Are you sure they didn't want to impeach him, or they didn't want to impeach him yet?
They didn't want to impeach him because they didn't have anything to impeach him on. They didn't have enough proof or anything to impeach him on.
Right, but somebody dug up all this stuff, right? Enough so that
nobody dug up all this stuff. You know how they found out that he was trying to blackmail Ukraine, right?
How did they find out?
People that Trump appointed came out and said it. One of the people that came out and said that that's what happened was Mike Pence's aide. One of his aides came out and said, yes, this happened.
I don't trust an aide.
She was in on it, yeah. and then the ambassador to the Ukraine, and then this Vindman, who's like a lieutenant colonel, he's like a military guy. There were several people were saying, yes, this is happening, and they have no affiliation with the Democrats.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it wasn't the Democrats when they decided, hey, you broke the law. It was that all these people were saying, hey, this dude is breaking the law. When are you gonna do something about it? And then the Democrats finally fucking did it.
Interesting.
And it was all those people that I mentioned were appointed by the Trump administration. Except for Fiona Hill, who was appointed by the Obama administration, and Trump fired from day one.
But weren't there a lot of Republicans that didn't want Trump to be elected, regardless during the elections?
But I'm not talking about I'm not talking about those Republicans. I'm talking about the people that after Trump was elected, he hired. These are not elected people. Whenever a new administration gets elected, they hire and they appoint new people.
Right.
And these are people a lot of these people work for that administration that he appointed.
Right. Mm-hmm. But just because they work for him doesn't mean that they're loyal to him, though.
Right, but you can't. But you keep thinking that they're just working against him on purpose. He broke the law. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what are they gonna do if he breaks the law? They're just gonna sit tight.
So the withholding of aid was the law breaking, digging for
dirt for his own for his own good.
I feel like everybody in the political system does that though. To me, that's the reason it doesn't really seem like a crime. I'm like,
right.
Well,
but I just give you an example of how Obama did it last time. Obama held money from somebody.
I'm not even talking about the aid thing. Just kind of the whole digging for dirt, right? That's just part of the.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be using But he shouldn't be using a foreign entity to it. That's when you break.
But
the
didn't
law.
he was talking about the corruption that was going on in Ukraine, and that's, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bullshit excuse though. You care about the corruption. That's his excuse. We're just trying to figure out about the corruption. That's why we did it. That's not why he did it. He did it because he wanted to dig up dirt on Biden's son so he can bury Biden, and it bit him in the ass because Biden's not even leading now. So stupid.
Maybe you wanted a Bernie Trump thing all along.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I don't know.
That's what the whole thing just pisses me off because it's so simple. It's just so simple. Like, he broke the law. It's out there. It's right there. He keeps fucking breaking it because now he's breaking it again because now there's been a report that he's threatening his own republic, like the senators in the Senate, that he's not gonna help him raise money for their campaigns for 2020, and that's also bribing. That's blackmail. Saying I'm not gonna help you if you don't vote for me.
See, so what was the dirt that Trump dug up on Biden?
Telling about Biden doing some corrupt shit in Ukraine with his company, and then but then it came out that it was like a nothing burger. But
what?
It was nothing. They came out like they actually had like a thing where they went and searched and it was just nothing. Essentially, all he's trying to do, because Giuliani was part of it. Rudy Giuliani was part of it, and there's conversation where he's talking about he wants to dig up dirt on him. Who Giuliani, by the way, doesn't work for the government. He has no job in the government. He's not like a government official. So
right.
Which is also a problem because to do all these things, to have contact with a foreign entity and to like negotiate, you gotta have. That's why you have your ambassadors. That's why you have like all these diplomats that do that. You don't just hire someone off the street, which is essentially what Giuliani is, because he doesn't have a hold a place in office.
I don't know, man. I think most of this political shit is just really dumb. Like, everybody's obviously always trying to look better than the other person. You're trying to dig up dirt. You're trying to like win the race. I mean,
I would have said that when I was like 22, but now that I understand how it works, I can't. Like, I just don't. I don't see it that way.
Why?
Because I do feel like there's people that do want to hold, like, people accountable. I do feel like there's people that do want to do that. And I do feel like there's people that are honest about it. And there's so much they can do. As much as there's also people that are very corrupt, I do feel like there's people that do want to, like, hold people accountable. And then, I was pretty mad that Trump wasn't impeached on week 1, but I'm just a dummy. These people do better, And now I'm seeing their value, and I appreciate that. And
because I can understand where the Republican Party is coming from. I'm not a Republican myself,
So
but they just want to expose like pretty much lies, right? They want like to just get rid of their corruption because like obviously
Who
the
does?
Democrat. A bunch of Republicans like
they
that.
want to expose the lies and corruption.
Right, and that,
Who's?
well, that's what I was gonna get to, right? They want to expose it from like Democrats, right? Because Democrats aren't like as good as they say, but Democrats the same way also want to expose the corruption of Republicans, and they're both just as corrupt. But what they're trying to do is like,
I'm gonna disagree with you right there. I don't think they're both the same.
I think they're very similar too.
you do?
I do agree.
Why do you think that, Paulo?
Just seeing the whole Clinton fiascos and just honestly, I think the government kind of works like House of Cards. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, they were talking about like the fucking, the Bohemian Grove stuff, kind of. And that's when Kevin Spacey shit came out. Just saying, dog. Just saying, you know? I don't know. I think it's really murky. I think people that get into those fields are certain types of people, and I think things get dirty really quick. I don't trust when I see them talk on media. I don't see any truth in what they're saying. Like, you have this feeling with people where you're just like, okay, you're just talking normally, but is that political speak that to me just screams out covering up something and putting up a face of certain that's trying to evoke a certain agenda or something.
So in the candidacy, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I understand why they talk that way, because if somebody talked to me, like if someone there was a politician and they were like, bro, listen, and they talk to me like that, like me, like I speak, I'd be like, get out, this.
You wouldn't listen more?
No, I wouldn't. I would be like, get this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to me like you're a proper fucking person, and you use words that I don't understand. Because, like, I want to be able to believe that you're more capable than me. If you're talking to me like we're equal, I don't want to fucking hear you.
No, there's a reason why presidents want to be or affect to the common man. Like I'm a
no,
man of
there's
the
a
people.
there's a that you're what you're thinking about is demagogues that are like, oh, I'm like you. That's why Trump won, right? Because he was like talking shit like regular people,
Yeah.
right? But that dude doesn't even have the best interest in you. He doesn't. He wants to help his little buddies who are all rich, and he has done it. He's done it. Like now you're seeing people in farms that are crying now that I don't give a shit about, and fuck them. They're like, oh, Trump, like I voted for Trump, and now my farm is collapsing because of tariffs and all this shit. And they're like, fuck Trump now. Hey, dude, that's what you wanted, And I don't like if somebody came out and was like Trump was like, oh, I'm not a puppet, you're a puppet, talk like that, like I'd be like, get that dude out of my face. Like I am not voting for that dude. You talk to me like I'm listening to fucking NPR. That way I'll know that at least you know how to behave around people. Because you gotta have like a way to behave professionally, and that's what they're doing. They're talking professionally. I get like there's some politicians that you can hear like Tulsi Gabbard, for example. I listen to Tulsi Gabbard, and I'm like, that's a fake fucking person. I don't believe one thing she's saying. But then there's people like that I think Bernie is honest. As much as I don't think that he's the best choice, I think he's an honest person. He speaks the way he speaks. But he doesn't sound like an idiot, So, yeah, I don't know. I can't do we're equal, because we're not. I put you in this job because you know better than I do.
Right, but I mean, when you look at like debates, like Republican debates and Democratic debates, they're both like the same. You see like them pretty much like begging for time, like or just talking over each other in a very.
But that's because
mess.
You're not listening. You're only listening. You're only seeing what you're hearing and what you're watching, but you're not listening. You're not listening to what they're saying. What they're saying is entirely different.
Right. Well, like, I don't think they get enough time.
Well, that's in this one. Because in this one, there were 20 fucking people, which is completely out of the ordinary.
Right.
That's never happened before.
And to go full circle, this is why I think, like, presidential candidates, like, I liked it when they went on Joe Rogan because they spoke for more than, like, 2 minutes. I got their points more.
There's been other platforms where I have no problem with the sit-down interview. I think that's a great way. If we have like fucking Chris Boyd or something interviewing them, if it's someone that doesn't talk about flat Earth and
I'm not watching.
Yeah, someone that's not talking about MMA, right? I don't want to have my future president sitting down with someone talking about MMA. I'm sorry, that's just not. It doesn't compute in my brain.
But I mean, what's a president? A president is pretty much governing people. I mean, as much as you.
Yeah, but I want someone that's prepared and someone that sees themselves like at a higher standard.
But just think about it. There's a lot of people like Joe Rogan out there who vote. Why wouldn't you want them?
The majority of the country.
Right. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, wouldn't you want a presidential candidate to try to explain to these people or get them to understand their points?
That's what I would want. I would have, like, the common man be the baseline and be like, okay, where are you at in the spectrum of fucking crazy to reasonable to intelligently crazy? You're kind of trying to get that read. And you use that time to try to get that.
I think the reason also is that, like, and this is like not a knock on you guys because I know you guys, but the when I go down and read the comments and see, and then go on Reddit and go on the Joe Rogan Reddit, and I see the people talking, that's not someone that I don't think whoever is on my side is gonna convince, because these people already have their own set of beliefs, and they're pretty much set on them.
That was your fair mistake going down the comments. That's a
but
West.
that's who's listening.
I listen and I don't comment at all.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like just have like the Reddit community, which is like the Joe, and there's a lot of people there. There's thousands of people there, and it's just the people that are fans of Joe Rogan. And that article from The Atlantic fucking described them like to a T, and it was pretty fucking amazing. That's what I want to print that article. just
think
mail
I
it
fit
to
in.
everyone.
I think I'll fit in. I think
No, it's
I've matched
no.
9 out of the 10.
I don't think you did. But yeah, I don't know. I want him to be on a different. Whoever's president has to be on a different level than to go on Joe Rogan. And yes, talk to the people, be a person. You want to be that, right? But you want to be I don't know, in my opinion, you got to be a more sophisticated person. I don't know.
Well, how do you get that read on like a debate that only gives you? I mean, even if
But
it's only 5 people, you're only gonna get like 10, 15 minutes tops.
And I understand that. I agree. I think it should be. I think a sit down thing should be fine. And you know, once you get to the 2 people debating, it's entirely different.
Right? Yeah, it is.
You know,
It's
like
a little longer.
and like I said, like this one was definitely an anomaly. Like there's never been a case where it's like 2 nights. You know, 20 people,
Right.
2 nights. That's fucking crazy. And everybody was getting like 30 seconds to a minute. That's just not gonna work. You know, so. Yeah, I think the way the parties are doing it, it's just it just doesn't work. You have to limit it. You have to pick your boys, you know, like or girls, like make your picks, make it a top of 3, you know?
Yeah.
And then don't fucking just leave it open to 24 people, you know? I think that's what it was at one point.
Yeah, it was. Like the
Yeah.
beginning
And now
of it.
like it's between Warren, Bernie, and Biden. Everyone else is out of it, and they're still for some reason trying. Like this fucking Pete guy, fuck that guy. Like why even in it? You're wasting time. You're wasting everyone's time. The billionaire guy, Bloom.
I'm tired of seeing him in my YouTube videos, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's everywhere because he has so
Fine.
much money, dude. And I'm just like, oh god.
But honestly, dude, this is completely I have no idea. But I don't think out of the 3, I don't think anybody is beating Trump, honestly. Just like from the support of what I see and the support that they're trying to get by splitting, you know, these 3 candidates into like who's going to be the one. I don't see it. I have high hopes for Bernie, but I don't see it.
I think
I don't see Elizabeth or Biden. I don't see Biden at all.
I would have seen it. I honestly like, and this is I want to go on the record and say that I don't like Biden at all.
There's this article that the Slater wrote recently about why they thought Biden is going to win the election.
Biden is going to win the election, and this is I'm not a Biden fan, but Biden people love that dude.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. As crazy as it sounds.
As crazy as it sounds, and this is what I tell people all the time. For us who are on the internet all the time and we read that stuff, we're still the minority. Like the other day when the UK elections happened and Corbyn lost to fucking I forget his name. I always forget his name. But British Trump. Boris Johnson. Everybody prior to that was like, oh shit, dude. Corbyn he's got it. He's gonna win. Everybody on Reddit was like, he's got it. He's gonna kill it. And then Corbyn lost by a landslide. Like the worst loss since Margaret Thatcher. You know?
What does that say about people, though?
And that makes you think. You know, that makes you think who we are. We're fucking on Reddit at work. You know? We're not a majority. Like, the majority of people are, like, hustling and fucking working hard all day.
Dude, I was there. When I used to work at the warehouse, you know, all these people were from
Yeah.
lower income classes.
Yeah.
But that was during the Obama years. Well, upcoming, like, to the election, I guess.
2016.
Yeah, well, 2013.
2013, yeah.
2014, yeah. I mean, it was coming to an end.
It was after
But they were
2013 was the beginning of his second term.
Oh. Was it?
He had just won in 2012.
Oh, right, 2012, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were all actually supporters of Obama.
Oh, everybody loved Obama.
But Obama also has, like, a few things that he did that were kind of bad.
A couple things.
Yeah. For example, he was the
one.
one that started the whole immigration thing, right? Of, like,
Dude, he started deporting by
deporting
the
by the
dozens.
numbers. Yeah, he's not his own angel either. He has his own things.
He's not. I've never said he was.
Right.
But I'm saying Obama, people loved Obama so much that's transferred to Biden. Biden's numbers with African Americans are high as shit.
You know,
Bernie's are getting higher, but Biden's are high because African Americans. That's my boy's boy.
You know what my conspiracy people say?
What?
Let's hear this.
You got people.
I got people. I got people. They say that Michelle is just stretching out in the sidelines. She's just, getting ready,
Ooh.
stretching out the map. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Dude, I think if Michelle came out, people would definitely back her up.
Have you read Becoming?
Coming out.
Her book that came out last year?
No.
Oh, I read a few pages on it. It's pretty interesting.
I like her a lot.
And that's because, supposedly, that's why Obama hasn't really supported anybody.
No, he's just.
Kinda like,
I think he knows.
Come on, babe.
I think Obama knows that if he supports anyone right now, he's gonna divide the party even more than it is, because the party's very divided right now, and that's my main worry, because everyone's digging so much dirt on each other that once whoever gets picked, is gonna have so much dirt by that point.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna tarnish their.
What kind of dirt do you think you can find on Sanders? Like, what?
I mean, Bernie Sanders. He voted against the Brady Bill in the 90s, which was the banning of assault weapons. That's a negative.
That's cool.
He voted against immigration reform in 2006. He took money from the NRA in 1990 to win an election in Vermont. I mean, everybody has dirt, even him. Just the internet chooses not to look because they love him. But I mean, I've read it. I know of it. It's out there. So
Everybody has their own thing, right?
because you have to put
Everybody has dirt.
because that's what politics is. You have to make compromises, and you have to, sometimes you just have to get shit done.
But have you noticed that you can't really get dirt on Trump? Like, what's that all about? I mean, he has dirt, but it just doesn't stick. Nothing sticks.
No,
Everything
he has
just
dirt.
rolls
It's just
off.
out there.
It just rolls off.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
Everything is there, and there's, there's that PP tape that everyone keeps talking about, but no one's seen
The
it.
what?
The PP tape,
What's the PP?
and then there's also the taxes that he keeps hiding.
Yeah.
Wait.
The
What
PP
is
tape?
the PP tape?
Uh,
God damn it.
So, and supposedly he went to Russia, and he got a couple hookers, and he stayed in the room that Obama had stayed before, and he made him pee in the bed, and the room was bugged, and they recorded it.
Wow.
And there's like a whole report from the UK that it really happened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, go.
But he doesn't want to see it, so they're saying that's it's kind of like.
I think it's just do you think he's owning up to it?
Huh?
This dirt?
I think
Trump-
it's like a not.
No,
Like,
I think
Like he feels
think
unabashed about it.
but he lies about it.
Right, he lies about
He
it and
said
no one's...
he says I never met Stormy Daniels.
He blatantly lies, and people are just like, all right.
Yeah.
But who's like I though? But that's what you.
Because we all are. We all like, all right.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not.
All the dirt has happened, but we're
I'm-
still here.
I'm
We're
not.
like, what are we doing?
I'm
We're
not.
like, all right.
I'm not alright, and a lot of people are not alright. The problem is that whoever's supporting him, they're like, I don't care as long as he keeps people of color down and he's hurting whatever people that he wants to hurt. I just don't care. That's it. But because honestly, to me, it really comes down to racism. The whole thing just comes down to racism. There's all these people that support him because they just don't like brown people. That's it. That really is. That's.
I feel like that's a percentage, but there's like other people that rationalize it and
Yeah.
say like, all right, that's the best choice that I have. I really.
But what's the
I think there's a lot of Republicans that are just like, dude, what else am I supposed to do?
But
Yeah.
why do they say
I
that?
don't think all of them are like, because fuck brown people.
But why do they say that? Why do the Republicans that
Economy, for sure. That's like one of the main ones.
But the economy was already there when he took he's making it worse. He's only making it better for certain people. Yes, the rich Republicans are like, yeah, sure, cool, I don't care, fuck. But by them saying that, by them saying that, they're also saying fuck brown people. The moment he says all those things about brown people and then you still vote for him, you're a racist.
But I mean, like, economy is like house development. Brown people are getting benefited from that. You know what I'm saying?
But then-
If the economy booms, people get money. People have work. People go to their jobs, and they don't have to worry about.
But
feeding
they're
their
not.
families.
But they're not.
More houses are getting built. Like that's just
Yeah,
a fact.
more houses, but like they're just not. There's just not people like it's just only benefiting certain people. That's it. I mean, that's kind of what it's been like. It's only benefiting the top people with more money. Like, has anybody, like, we all have jobs, yeah, but we've all had our jobs since before all this shit.
And that's because of the central bank system. I'm telling you. FISA reports. Read them. I don't know.
I don't know. I do think that there's like a certain amount of people that are just like, it tickles their racist bone, and they're like, I'm into it. I think, even if you decide, hey, you know what, I'm making money off of it. If you put, and I know he's saying all these bad things about minorities, but I'm making money off of it. That to me is still a racist, because you have no consideration for what's happening to them. You only care about your pocket. So
I feel like it's kind of like a Thanos type of thing.
Okay. Who was a tyrant?
Can't wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Because like I feel like Trump thinks it's like a necessity to become an isolationist country, so that the country itself can become better.
But that's the thing, though. If you really think about it, do you think he wants the country to be better, or he wants to be better? Because he's still benefiting from his businesses,
right?
And as long as he's president, he's not gonna be like bothered by the law, because he's got protections there. So is it really about him wanting the country to be better? Because he hasn't done anything to make the country better.
I mean, he's like enforced.
What has he enforced?
Like protection, hasn't he? Like,
what's the protection?
The border thing, like that's what. It's not. Wouldn't say like it's quite.
He hasn't done anything to protect the border.
Because
there's not been one wall made.
No. Well, what I'm saying is like he's like the whole ICE thing, right? It's obviously gotten more grave like throughout his presidency, and I don't think like it's so much like about racism as it is more about like he wants, I guess, people to come here like legally or whatever.
That's not true.
What?
Because he's already putting he's already blocking ways for legal people to get here.
In what way?
He's making it difficult for them to apply for help. He's making it more. He's trying to make the number of. He was trying to get rid of the lottery visa. He's trying to make the number of people that we let in legally smaller, and then he's getting rid of refugee programs, which have always been a legal thing in the U.S. So he's recording saying, "Why don't we get more people from Norway?" Instead of saying, "Oh, instead of all these shithole countries." That's a racist remark.
Wait, did he actually say that?
Yes, he said that. Yes.
Interesting.
I remember the shithole countries.
And then and also he's a racist. Like there's no way around it. He's been a racist his whole life. He tried to make it. He didn't wanna like in his buildings. He made it so that they wouldn't rent to Black African Americans. There's transcripts of his documents that specifically said that. Then when that girl got raped in Central Park, he accused 5 people and put out like a whole page in the New York Times, like bought a whole page in the New York Times saying that they should bring back the death penalty in New York for these people who were minorities. And then years later, it showed that they weren't even there. And the DNA showed that it wasn't them. He almost got him killed. And to this day, he says that he wasn't wrong. And the DNA showed that it wasn't them. He's been a racist the whole time. And then he's referring to people from Mexico as like rapists and shit like that, and saying like, and then there's some good people. You can just say that and not be a racist.
Right.
So yes, he's a fucking racist. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the country. He just cares about his personal fucking feelings. His personal benefit.
At the end of his presidency, though, where does he benefit, do you think?
I mean, I don't think he wanted to be president, so now he's stuck with it. And now more people know about all this shit that he's done on the raps.
So what do you think is going to happen to him after he's...
You know why he became president, right? You know, like why he went into the campaign. because
don't
he
recall.
couldn't get money from NBC to renew his show. Like he was trying to get leverage, so that he decided to run for president because he had already thought about it in 2000, I think, about running for president as a publicity stunt, and then for some reason he fucking won. It started getting bigger and bigger, and then he won. They weren't expecting to win. There was nobody at the party whenever they were waiting for the results.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole thing was a stunt, and then he won.
4 more years.
So, yeah. And now he's stuck with it. Now he just has to go with it. And now people know his dirt. So even once he gets out, let's say for some ungodly fucking reason he wins, after those 4 years, there's still some people are going to come back and be like, hey, you did all this shit.
Right. What do you think is going to happen to him then?
But by then, he's already done some shit. Because 4 more years, this country's not going to take 4 more years, dude. Like, 4 more years of this shit, this country's going to, like, hit some drastic changes. And it's going to be really ugly.
What do you think is gonna happen?
I think you're going to start seeing people going into people's doors and dragging them out.
Like
Immigrants and stuff like that. I think you're going to see that on TV. I think you're going to start seeing more hate crimes and stuff. I think you're going to start seeing all these white people that are emboldened by this dude commit more crimes and kind of get away with it. I think you're going to see more corruption in government. I think he's going to make it really bad and set way more precedents for presidents to do whatever the fuck they want. He's going to fuck up relations with other countries. He's already fucking up relationships with Canada and Mexico and allies in Europe. I mean, he's already pissing off Iran. You know? There's 4 more years of that. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? Who knows at one point does Iran go, fuck this guy? Or North Korea. And it just starts sending missiles all the way here. The guy's an idiot. You know? The reason the bombing in Iran, so the Pentagon, which was their mistake, the Pentagon put a whole list of things Trump could do to engage Iran. And they put a crazy one, hoping that he would choose the other lesser ones. So they went all the way to crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he chose the fucking craziest one and killed the dude. And now tensions are at the highest.
Well, I think like now they've like degraded a little, haven't they?
Yeah, but the news of the brain damage people came out today, so who knows what the fuck's gonna happen now.
Honestly, I don't think that much is gonna happen.
I don't know.
Because it's just another lie. And at this point, we've noticed like just lies.
Yeah, but now there's like 35 people are like hurt. Now we know they exist. Before that, yeah, he lied, but...
So you're saying that veterans are gonna go against like Trump for like lying about troops?
I would hope so, but I don't know. It's like another one, adding another one to the pile of shit.
I don't know why, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
You might be right.
Even though like those 25 lives might matter a lot, I don't think it's enough for people to be like, fuck Trump.
The people are with him, regardless.
Right.
Yeah. No, the people are there with him through thick and thin. They're not gonna ever. In fact, I worry about those people sometimes. What are they gonna do if he loses in 2020 this year? They're gonna go nuts. You know, because the damage is done. They're out there.
Well, I don't think international relations are scarred. Mostly because I think like they all kind of get it. We're not mad at the country. We're mad at you.
Yeah, but you can't. But you're already setting. You're already changing rules and things like that.
Presidents change it. Obama changed relations with Cuba, like for a long time.
Yeah, but this wasn't like for the worst though.
Right, but I'm just saying like whoever the next president is has the potential to bring it back. I think it's only.
I would say, you know, maybe diplomatic, you know, in diplomatic ways. Yes, you could probably fix some trade deals and things like that. As far as like the Paris Agreement and things like that,
right.
We don't really have time for that. We don't really have time to wait another 4 years to get back and really help. You know, like we have to help now. Because like everybody keeps talking about the future. Oh, in the future, the world's already on fucking fire, dude. Yeah. So, I don't know.
What do you think, Pablo?
People just got to move out of Australia.
Yeah,
I think that's
you're telling me.
the biggest problem we
Yeah.
have.
Australia, dude.
Yeah.
And that's such a peaceful country too, isn't it?
Everything wants to kill you, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
yeah.
animals are just
All the
wild.
animals,
so crazy,
except
yeah.
koalas, which I love.
Maybe that's why they weren't.
Koalas
much
also
worse.
are full of syphilis, so I don't know,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's alright.
they're definitely trying to kill you
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all had
Their
the
diseases.
class.
once or twice.
Fuck Australia. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, dude.
We've hit the hour and 30-minute mark.
Yeah, check out the
Wow.
Pfizer reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, check out conspiracy theories and
Check
get
out-
back to us and the rest from Dallas@gmail.com.
And if you're a Joe Rogan fan, I'm waiting for you.
I'm right
I'm
here.
afraid, dude. Let's go.
At LCL on Instagram. You can reach Pablo at
X22 report on YouTube.
in the comment section. All right.
Bonzo for Moon Roses on Instagram. Yeah, hit a follow and like.
Yeah, dude. Follow.
Message all your conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna send you one of those videos so you guys can check them out.
Oh,
Just so
my
you
God.
can see what
Yeah.
I look at every day.
And don't forget, out on Blu-ray, Samurai Pizza Cast, the complete collection.
And nobody cares. You can follow me at Othering. Let me know what you think. Did you like this
All
video?
of it.
All of it. I'm curious. I like hearing both sides of the story. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. See you on the next one. Or here. You go there.
Yeah, you fuck.